Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle D, or Coach Danni D, and I help women to create luxury brands by creating processes and tightening their branding. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease and enjoy your life. My happy space is spending as much time as humanly possible in my pajamas. And I want to help others to find their happy space while still running profitable businesses. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hello and welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I am your host, Coach Danni D, and I am here helping small business owners, especially creative business owners, find that space where they can be profiting in pajamas, where they can have that work-life balance, whatever that looks like. It could look like travel, it could look like a lot of different things, but for me, I love being able to work in my pajamas and be comfortable as I'm building and growing my businesses. So today we are we're approaching the new year, right? We've gotten through the holiday season, and now we're revving up for New Year's. And what I want to talk to you about today is something that we naturally tend to do during the new year, but I want you to put as a part of your regular routine, and that is reflection. So as we end out the year, we tend to do, you know, if you watch the news shows, every show is going to have recaps of the top 10 wackiest moments, the top 10 emotional moments, the best moments of, 2022. That's, kind of what we do at this time of year, usually on social media. They're the, what are your top, I think it's the top nine. What are your top nine photos for 2022, that type of thing. So we do a lot of recapping at the close of a year. We do a lot of reflection at the close of a year, but we need to start making that a part of our regular routine. And if you're not doing it at the close of a year, I'm going to challenge you to start doing that too. But I want you to make it a part of your regular routine. And the reason why I say that is, think about when you are watching those recaps, or when when you get those kind of posts from different social media, and you look at some of the things, and by the time that you get from January all the way to December, you don't necessarily, readily remember each one of those things. Once you see the visual image, you're like, oh yeah, I've totally forgot about. And that picture brings you back to, that moment or that thing. But I want you to start doing reflections daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, so that you can be reminded of those things. Because not all of them are going to make the recap to the end of the year, right? So you want to try to train your brain to catalog those things. You want to reflect back on those things. One thing I get a lot, because I'm one of those people tend to, talk to, share what's going on with them. And I get a lot of feedback of, comparison. And I think we're all guilty of it in some shape or form, especially in this world of social media where you can see, play by play what, people are doing. Or, I mean, I'm gonna always remind you, social media is curated. Everybody's social media is curated. Not that everybody is trying to lie to you. And I did a whole episode about this, so you can go back and listen to it. Not that everybody's trying to lie to you. Most people's social media is for a brand identity, whether it's personal or business. So they're going to post what goes along with that brand identity. They're not gonna post something that's out of alignment with that. Now, there's some people that are deceptive with that, but that's a different conversation. But I'm just saying all of that to say we can get caught up, and it's very common in this day and age to get caught up in the comparison game. And the reason why we get caught up in a comparison game is because we're watching that person's reflections. We're watching that person's accomplishments in real time, but we're not savoring ours. We're not recapping, reflecting on our accomplishments. So we're not looking back at those things, but we're looking back at someone else's social media, constantly. And it actually is a good idea to catalog those things. It doesn't have to be on social media, but take more pictures, take more time to catalog your successes as they happen. With my clients, I give them the assignment of keeping a success journal. And what a success journal is ultimately is just keeping track of, I did this thing, this is how I felt in that moment, or taking a photo, whatever it is that's going to get that cataloged for you. Because when you are having that moment of comparison, you can remember, well, yes, they did X, Y, Z, but guess what I did? I did A, B, C. And it may be something totally different because their journey is different than yours. So, what you're working on and what they're working on may not be the same thing. They may be taking Spanish and you're taking French. That you will not have the same assignments. You might be taking a whole different, they might be taking Spanish and you're taking biology, two totally different things. So even within the same industry, your goals and objectives may be different. But when you start to spend time thinking about, reflecting on, being thoughtful about what you're doing and your success path, then one, it leaves very little time to be concerned about what someone else is doing. But two, when you know that you're working towards something and you can see your progress, you can see your actions, you can see, you know what? I did a lot of stuff. I did a lot of stuff to work towards this that you don't really like that what that other person is doing doesn't matter because you're focused on what you need to be doing. And even if you look up and you say, well, maybe I'm not doing enough stuff, maybe I need to be doing more. Reflection helps you with that as well because you're not waiting until the end of the year to look at what's going on and what's happening. If you reflect on it, daily, weekly, monthly, now you're like, you know what? I really need to get this done by the end of the month. And if that's going to happen, I need to. And it gives you motivation to finish that thing. So I want you to make reflection a part of your regular routine so that you are really being, truthful with yourself about what's going on around you. And honestly, in most cases, I mean, and there are going to be some cases where you're like, you know what? I need to turn it up a notch. I need to, do something different. I'm the problem right now. I'm not the one that's doing the thing that I need to do. There are going to be those moments, but there are going to be far more moments when you realize, man, I really, really did a lot. I really, really have made a lot of progress because sometimes progress is not immediately visible. And I'll, use the example. I always try to use the example of weight loss just because it's something that is, kind of universal. But a lot of times when people start losing weight, you don't immediately like, you start losing weight and you might be at it for a good, month or two before people start noticing and complimenting and this and that and everything else. But before that, you start feeling a little bit better. Your clothes kind of fit a little bit different. You might get on that scale and that scale might not say anything different. It might say the same number, but all of a sudden your jeans fit different. There are other signs of progress that are not super visible. That's the same in any kind of growth journey. There are always signs of progress that are super visible, but if you're paying attention, you know, you know, I'm moving in this direction. And you start to become proud. And you become proud of yourself. You feel successful. Success builds success. So if you are successful with completing this task or doing this thing or stepping out the comfort zone, whatever that thing is, if you're successful with that and you reflect on that success and you internalize that success, then you're going to turn around and you're going to do the next thing that is going to continue to help you to be successful. So reflect. Reflect on the year so far and figure out how to add reflection into your routine moving forward so that you can have those moments where you can say, you know what, I did this. And I'm super proud of myself because I was consistent with this for the entire year. I stuck with this for the quarter. I said I was going to do this and I did it. So I would love, love, love to hear those reflections from the year. Like what did you do? So hit me up on social media, share what you did. What were those things that you did that you're proud of, that you look back on the year and you're like, you know what? I did that. I did that. All right, that's what I have for you for now. Um, I wish you a very, very happy new year and a prosperous new year. If you are, in the market for a coach in the new year to try to get all of these things in order and in line, you can always reach out to me. I'm going to have the link in the bio for you to book a free call. We can talk about it and figure out what the best moves are you moving forward. um, by the end of the week, I'll have some more information about goal setting and goal setting with intention to share with you. So keep a lookout on social media, or if you're on my mailing list, you'll get an email about that. And I will see you guys in the new year. And um, we're just a couple of weeks away from the 1 year anniversary of the launch of the podcast. So I'm super excited about that. So that's one of the things that I'm reflecting on is, or coming up on a year. All right, guys, I will see you guys next week and have a happy new year. Thank you for listening to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with ease. Want to stay connected? Follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram. For more information about building your luxury brand, register for my upcoming luxury brand workshop at CoachDanniD.com.